Hey, thank you for tuning in to the Inquisitive Minds podcast. I'm your host, as usual, Johnny Smith. With me today, my guest is the self proclaimed best music artist alive. And his motto is no job, no drugs, no government. Welcome to the program, Payso Best Ever. Payso, how you doing today?
How you doing, man? Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it, man.
Oh, man, I appreciate you coming in. So let me ask you, I was reading one of your articles, one of
Mhm.
your interviews in an article, and apparently you want to do other genres of music as well.
Yeah, I actually have. I got a rock album that's on Audio Mac that's at over 10,000 plays. I was trained in music before I ever was a rapper. My father was a musician. He was a drummer.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
let's
so
get right
before
into
I,
your beginnings. How'd you come up? Your father was a drummer. That's a great start.
yeah, he was a drummer with a band. They were actually they were doing pretty well. There was a local band from Erie, Pennsylvania. And my father, basically he was a very excellent drummer. And he actually had a gig to open up for the Ohio players to tour, but he
Okay.
couldn't take the job because there wasn't a payment. And he just married my mother, who was pregnant with another child. So he had a decision, take a, tour with a free gig or, stop and get a job and take care of the family. And he chose the family. I wish he would have choose the Ohio players, but I understand, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But from that point, I guess it was frustration. He kind of Joe Jackson me. You know what I mean?
Okay. So you're from Erie.
Yeah, Erie, Pennsylvania.
Okay. Shout out to Erie. I do a lot of work up in Erie. Shout out to Dan Brady, my co-host for Murderous States of Mind. So when did you start getting interested in music? That's kind of a stupid question because everybody loves
Oh no,
music.
no, it's
When
it's
did you
it's
start
not a
pursuing it?
well, basically, I always loved music. You know what I'm saying? Like, basically, I fell in love. Like, the first album I ever heard was Metallica's Black Album, and then I heard Green Day's Dookie album. My father was a big rock fan. You know what I mean? And then
Okay.
like Two Live Crew came and different rap and Tupac came and hip hop was basically I was more in love with the competitiveness behind it. I thought, a diss song or anything, was all competitive. You know what I mean? But
I love the energy of it. I love the whole battle rap scene. Just
yeah,
the like you said, the competitiveness going back and forth. That's why I tend to like do the roast battles as far as
yeah,
comedy wise. I love the energy it brings.
right, right, right. Yeah. So all of that, all of that played a part. All of that played a part with the situation.
So tell me a little bit about your motto. I like it. No job, no drugs, no government.
I'm well to tell you right now, when I graduated from high school, I mean, I had to offer to, to go to college and everything. I was pretty good in academics, but I came out, around a time where the DVD guy was close to his end era.
Okay.
The DVD guy, the guy who has all the movies and stuff like that.
Yes, sir.
So basically what happened was is that blank CDs were out, and I started putting my music on there, and then I started selling my music, and then I started saving, and people started buying my music, buying it, and I'm just like, wow, I don't need nothing but my talent. I mean, if I have good saving skills, I could really make this work. And we're going to almost 8-9 years doing this, pre-streaming era too, with me selling my music, and people are actually buying it. Like I said, it's not popular, but it's not dead. CD's been out way longer than streaming. Streaming's going to have to do a couple decades before they outrun the CD game, because not everybody has a 2021 vehicle. I
Mm,
know that for a fact. So I am in
absolutely.
business. I am in business with at least I say about, I think I did the estimates, at least 24 million vehicles that are at least out and about that have CD players.
Okay, yeah, that seems fair. I think there's a
Yeah.
lot more cars that have CD players than are capable of Bluetooth on the road right now.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Like
Streaming
I
and all
said,
that.
it's not popular, but it's not dead. You know what I mean? So if I could live off 200 people with a CD player in their car forever.
Okay, that and you did it. You did it old school style. You're hitting the pavement, huh?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm actually I have a situation, an interesting situation where I'm working in a store, and I'm actually allowed to sell my music in the store at the same time, you know what I mean, is watching the store. And then the payment is I do free labor. I help with stock, I watch the store, things of that nature in return for me selling my music in the store.
Okay, that's a nice trade off. Now
Yeah,
you said you've had almost 4 million streams, so
yeah.
you're getting out there. How long have you been doing this as I guess a professional level? Like when did you start selling your CDs? What year? And like I don't know, how did your recording process start? Because myself,
Um,
I'm a bit of a do-it-yourselfer. I
yeah,
self-produce all that. This is all my
yeah.
baby. So I respect the hell out of that. I love that fact about you. I just want to know about your process.
Yeah, it's not easy, but it's not hard. But see, what happened was is that far as streaming and everything, I figured out, I wouldn't say the cheat code, but I tell you like this. Far as people buying streams and doing all that nonsense, no. What you pay for is advertising. I just kept paying for advertising,
Hmm.
little segments and things like that. And one thing I would do with my links, because one thing I do know when it comes to the internet, it's not about people, it's about traffic. I used to post my links under Justin Bieber videos, TMZ videos, Beyonce
Hmm.
videos. That comment box is very strong. And if I see 10 million people are responding to something, my link's going in there. So basically, I did that plus pay for advertising, and it put me in front of people. I didn't have to
Never
pay for
thought
no
about
streams
that.
or nothing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't care. It could be Pornhub. If that comic box is there, I'm putting my link there. You know what I mean? Because it's about the traffic. So in
That's
doing
great.
that, yeah, yeah. I figured it out, and to be honest with you, I got it from the Matrix. Everything was just based off, two worlds. So what I did, if I see something, Justin Bieber drops something, 100 million views, my comment box goes in there. Little Dirt, my links go in there. I'm all about advertising. And it basically puts curious people in the midst of your link while they're listening, looking at thousands of comments and the video. So I just put myself in the mix.
I'm gonna have to start doing stuff like that. That is, that's a very simple thing to do, but it's genius.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, because the internet is all about traffic. When you feel it's about people, then more so it's people that have their own decisions of where to put things. But when it comes to a million stream video, YouTube or whatever automatically portrays it in the front topic, and then there's your link down there in the mix of everything else. So I was like, oh, this is about advertising. I mean, if you look at Super Bowl commercials, they're paying millions for 60 seconds.
Hmm.
10 million for 60 seconds, 20 million for 60 seconds, and it's all part of advertising. So I just kept putting my links in anything popular, and I established 4 million streams.
Wow, that's incredible. I had a friend. I told him, actually, the guy I mentioned, Dan Brady, from Erie.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to know, if you performed other places, where are the most passionate crowds?
The most passionate crowd, I wouldn't say I couldn't say really pinpoint the most passionate crowd, but I can say that with this, because I have a niche. With me doing what I'm doing for years and people that buy my music and pay for my music, I usually get a type of crowd where they're very familiar with me because they spent money with me. So it
Mhm.
becomes more of a serious relationship. You know what I mean? Like a guy will come in, hey, I've been buying his CDs like for like the past couple of months. Now I get to see him perform. So it's more so of a you create the passion, you
Okay,
know.
that's a
And
that's a fair answer.
yeah, yeah, because I work the streets. I work the streets, and I always focus. Like when I do shows, I focus on the people. Nobody's from Africa is going to my show. Nobody from Europe's going to my show. As much promotion I think I'm doing, I'm not getting to the core part of the volcano. I'm only going outside of the lava.
Hmm.
So if I
Okay.
got a show, let's say Payso has a show out of town, right? I will initially go to that state and promote in the streets, pass out flyers, pump my music a week in advance of the gig. I don't take, I basically have a good manual way of pursuing this.
Yeah, no, it seems like you're doing great. You found a lot of success. You said you worked with like acts like Jim Jones, Cole Keith,
Yeah, I
Talib
opened
Kweli,
up.
Dipset.
Yep, correct. I opened up for those artists. I met Talib Kweli before in Cincinnati. I did some shows out in Cincinnati. I met Jim Jones and the Diplomats out in South Carolina for a music festival that I was attending to.
Oh, okay.
And I just ran into these guys. I mean, nothing was pretty much set up. It's just me running into the right situation at the right time. And I took advantage of it. Exchange information, take pictures of that such. Nothing was basically planned. I just took the initiative. I just don't have no fear in how I pursue it. I mean, it's my career. You know what I mean? So I take it very seriously, but I use a manual aspect of it to get it out there. And I know not many people are doing it because we live in a land of Google information, but
Oh yeah.
at the end, yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, there's still human beings out here. There's still people out here, and that's who I connect with.
No, I definitely love the hustle, man. That's what, after I read about you a little bit, I really enjoyed the opportunity to talk with you here.
Mhm.
You recently told me about an opportunity you got. I don't want to bring up the name, um, but
Oh yeah, yeah, Busta Rhymes. Yeah, Busta Rhymes just hit me up. I told you, I tag, I promote, and it'll come back to you. You don't have to waste your time really paying for upgrades. The upgrade is there. It's a whole advertisement way of getting things out there. If you put out a something on Instagram and tag like 20 celebrities, even if they don't say nothing, somebody's gonna say something. And
mhm.
out of nowhere, Busta Rhymes hits me up. Hey, you were tagged in a post. I knew exactly what it was about.
Yeah, that's amazing. Now let me ask you, how would you, to someone who hasn't listened to your music, how would you describe your music to them?
For somebody that hasn't listened to my music, you're going to hear a no holds barred way of getting yourself out there and living off your own talents. Basically, in the future, I want to write a book called No Job, No Drugs, No Government, because basically, I've been living off my music for over 9 years,
Oh,
just my music. I just have good saving skills. You know what I
that's a
mean? Like
success right
20
there.
CDs is, you got 20 CDs in 24 hours a day. That's $100. Okay. There's billions of people in the world. I'm asking everything moving. I don't have any fear. I don't care who you are. If you're a human being that can hear, listen, and talk, I'm selling to you. I'll get 20 CDs off within 24 hours.
I'll take it. I mean, that's not bad. That's not a bad way to go. Like I can't tell you how much I respect the hustle, man.
It's not the most popular. It's not for the weak hearted. It's not. If you're afraid of no's and you feel, I don't feel any discomfort, and I don't feel, less confident in what I do, because I know my music is good. And as long as I get it out there to the people, whatever the means are, you know what I mean? That's what happens. Royalty checks don't pay the bills. They come every 3 months, and it's basically pretty shitty.
That's that I try and relate everything to comedy on here. And that's like being a comedian. You're going to bomb. You can't be afraid to get up there. It's going to happen.
But the thing about it is this: we try so much to keep up with the industry and what's going on with what we're inspired by, we lose the fact of focusing on ourselves. You
Mhm.
understand what I'm saying? Like, okay, I can't I'm not gonna make as much money streaming as a mainstream artist. But if I do, you know what I mean, I could focus more so on what I'm about. Payso Best Ever is about the manual front grind. You know what I mean? Far as streaming, it's all about advertising. So if people listen to my music, they might get a bright idea to be like, you know what? I'm about to take the initiative on myself to make something happen within myself. And don't get it messed up. It's not just a CD grind. Any type of merch, I'm good at merch. T-shirts, CDs.
Now, do
You
you
know, it's
also
not.
have a website?
No, I don't have a website, and
Hmm.
and I need to have one, and I don't have one. But I'm really trying to get one once I reach the 10 million stream part, and then I'm
Okay.
taking all my music off the streaming sites and just putting it on one website.
Now, I went on and I streamed some of your music, and I will say you have quite a catalog. And
Yeah,
all it
thank you.
takes is one song, and
Yeah,
boom, you got a lot of music.
yeah.
That's how I actually discovered Kevin Gates. I heard one song I liked, and then I looked him up. It was on from there. And
Yeah,
some
yeah,
people can do that with you, and you
definitely.
have quite a catalog to be like, oh, this is dope. I like this. This is awesome.
Yeah, thank you, man. But that's necessary, because if people don't like one thing, you know what I mean, they'll like something else. And I do multiple genres of music. It's nothing for me to take my acoustic guitar and hit a show and do a freestyle and play the guitar.
Okay. See, I didn't know you did something like that. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, yep. I could play instruments. My father taught me.
Okay. See,
Before I wrote,
that's go ahead.
before I wrote a rap, I knew how to play 6 instruments.
Well, that's impressive.
hmm
That's so you said you went to school for music as well?
Well, I went to school for business management.
Okay.
That's what got, yeah, business management. That's what made me good at saving my money and things of that nature. I was
Okay.
always good with that. Yeah, business management.
Who are
So
your
if I make $100 off 20 CDs, you know what I'm saying? I will put 70% away and live off 30 and repeat that.
okay. Who are your musical influences? Like who would you accredit some of your sound to?
Oh man. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm more of a fan of like businessmen. Like, I
Okay,
know it
what are
sounds
your
kind of
inspirations
crazy.
from them?
Well, the inspiration that I got from them is that whatever product they had, they went the initiative to take it to the next level. And I treat my music like a business. You know what I mean? I treat my music like a business. Like I said, I didn't grow up really listening to too many rap. I listened to like rock music and soul music and things of that nature. Rap was like mostly like competitiveness to me. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? It was competitiveness to me. But who I enjoyed listening to, I mean, I enjoy Jay-Z, Nas, things like that. But I really couldn't really get in depth about it because I never was a drug dealer.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I never was a drug dealer. I never hit the block. I never did none of that. As soon as I got out of school, I said, I'm gonna live off my music.
There's nothing wrong with that either. Absolutely nothing
Well, I'm
wrong
not
with that.
afraid. Yeah, I'm not afraid to admit it. You know what I mean? And that's one thing when I get in the game, I want to make sure don't label me the guy that was on the street selling drugs and he blew up. No, that's not me. I sold my own music. I did the back of the trunk style during the streaming era. Now I came up. So that's very important to me.
No, I love it, man. You were telling me you had an interesting backstory coming up. You wanna tell me a little bit how that molded you and how that came about?
Well, when you learn instruments and when you learn music, it's basically everything in life is like a 1, 2, 3 pattern on beat.
Oh, really?
So yeah, like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And I learned those patterns, but then playing instruments and whatever I was doing. So when I wrote my first rap, I remember I did a diss song with somebody and I got jumped soon as I wrote it. But when I got my ass whooped, I was happy because I knew I was getting out
Yeah,
there.
that means they heard it. That means
Yeah. So, I really got my ass whooped for that record because I didn't think nobody would hear it. So it just intrigued me to want to keep going and keep going with the music and everything like that. I got my own little band. We're called Hell's Kitchen, Heaven's Dinner.
oh, okay. And who
Yeah.
compromises that? And like, what are the instruments in the band?
Basically, we have the guitarist and we have the drummer and we have the lyricist. It all goes down to that. Sometimes we could do ballads with just the guitar playing, or sometimes we include the drums if I want to get initiative and even more lyrical. We're like a Rage Against the Machine, but we do multiple styles. You know what I mean? Basically, in the ranks of that, like it could be R&B rock style, hip hop rock style, pop rock style, whatever we intrigue and mix it into that type of style. That's the Payso experience, and that's why we call ourselves Hell's Kitchen, Heaven's Dinner, because whatever's worse, we whip up something that could be pleasurable.
Okay, that's an interesting concept, man. I tell you what, I came to this interview
Mhm.
assuming I was talking to a hip hop artist. I did not realize I was going to be talking to such a businessman. I'm
Yeah,
impressed, brother.
businessman, musician. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's when I counted my first $1,000 from my music, I just said, well, I guess this is what it is.
Absolutely, it's got to start somewhere.
Yeah. And like basically people that promote, like let me promote you is basically you're paying them to do things that you could do yourself. Because
Mhm.
all they're gonna do is put you through an advertising machine and make sure and blog you out there to all types of spots. You know what I mean? Like, because I used to be friends with a guy that did that. That's why I started doing it. He told
Okay.
me, he was like, Peso, this is not about people. This is about traffic. I don't care how many people is in here, long as there's a million views in here. So I could just put it in the midst of traffic. That's what I sell. So I said, okay, that's interesting. I started posting my links on anything popular, and slowly but surely, them views started going up. Didn't have to pay for no streaming or nothing. I just made sure whatever was popular, my links were there.
Okay. Now, when you post a link, do you post a link to a specific song or is it your whole category?
Oh no, it could be either an album or a record. Like if I got something new, promotion could take up to 2 hours. Whatever is a popular artist or whatever is going on. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm posting my links there.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
And if the numbers go up, I mean, numbers don't lie.
yeah. I mean, um, I'm not gonna lie. I know guys that could give you a million streams for like $20, but let me tell you how they do it. They take some of the money that you have and they put 30% of it on advertising and 70% they pocket.
Mm,
Now for $20, you can advertise on something for a month, keep being in people's face, or you could do it yourself and spend a few hours.
okay, that's true. That's fair. You know,
Because I talk to a lot of behind the scenes guys. I don't I talk to the guys who's doing the work for the artist that wants the services. I talk to those guys a lot.
where is I mean, obviously we know the general answer, but where is the future for Peso?
The future for Payso is, in the future, I'm gonna be honest with you. I want to drop a CD and book and have streaming numbers. Basically, my singles will stream and my albums will be on CD.
Okay. Okay. Your book, no job, no drugs, no government. Is that going to be
Mhm.
like an autobiography type book or an inspirational
No,
book?
no, it wouldn't be an autobiography book. It would be like a Bible for a person with nothing that has a dream and actually has the actions, play by play, of how to do it.
I
And basically what I would do is try to educate people from a corporate end. Like, for example, me living off my music is for the simple fact that I take the finances and I know how to save it, and I put out the certain music and I know how to save that. For example, I got an album out now called Wow. I had 100 copies yesterday. I'm down to 25. You know what I
okay.
mean? Yeah, that fast. So some of the money I put up and some of the other money goes to the studio time, and it just keeps going like a revolving cycle. So basically, if you have a business, the plan is this: you always live off your 30% and you put your 70% away, act like it doesn't even exist. I mean, that's how the game's played.
Now, do you do any type of like music videos or anything like that? You
Yeah,
create?
yeah. Speaking of music videos, my woman, Elon 1017, she does all my music videos. She
Okay.
helps me do them and everything. Yeah. You got to get a partner. You got to get a partner for this.
Yeah, yeah.
Got to get a partner. Yeah,
It's
she
rough.
10. Yep, Elon 1017. She's also a hairdresser. You know what I mean? She has multiple talents. So she does a lot of my, video content. She's pretty good at it.
Okay. And you said it was a like a motivational Bible type thing. Let me ask you,
Yeah,
'cause
yes.
I always ask for people's advice. What advice would you give to people that are interested in even starting a music career?
Don't be like drug dealers. Don't go to jail broke. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand how guys like El Chapo and Frank Lucas, all these big guys, go to jail and lose it all. I mean, it must not be a good business sense of situation, and they're just straight trying to get money. So my advice to this: whatever you do in life, there's a 70-30 plan that will get you through life. Sit on the 70, don't know 50-50, sit on your 70 and live off your 30.
That's very strict. I mean, obviously it
Yeah.
works.
Well, if the reason why it works for me is because I don't have no side hustle. There's no job for me. I don't sell drugs on the side. I don't have a 9 to 5. My labor's free for the store.
mhm.
They don't pay me hourly. That's what I get free for me allowing to sell my music in the store. So labor is free to me. What I want is the fact that I could sell my product and get it out there to the people. That's what I get in repayment. Like,
Okay.
they'll never fish for me, but they'll give me a pond to fish at.
Okay. That's genius. Um, this 70-30. Did you come up with that or did you learn that from someone else?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
The 70-30 model. Did you come
Mhm.
up with that or is that from someone else? Where does that
Nah,
originate?
that's from Warren Buffett. That's from Warren Buffett. Yeah, he started off with $500 and went from that model.
Oh, I see. I don't know much about that man, honestly. I know, he's rich and
Yeah,
all
yeah.
this tycoon, but I don't know nothing
I
about him.
I like to dig, like, I'm more interested in Steve Jobs in the basement. I'm more interested in Jeff Bezos in the garage. I'm more
Okay.
interested of Warren Buffett with that $500. I studied those corporate minds from that position. What got you to that point? Because it couldn't be nothing just in a consistent forward manner. You had to have some type of skill or discipline. And I found out that it's the 70-30 percentage range. That's what does it.
Man, see, I mean that's great. It's just for so many people, especially right now during the pandemic, I know some of them are struggling. Um,
Mhm.
but I had a thought, and I'm gonna bring this up with you because why not?
Mhm.
I see they're pushing for a $15 minimum wage, which I'm not against, not at all. I'm
Okay.
all for it.
Mhm.
But that averages out for a 40-hour week to like $600 before taxes.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't understand why that's such a problem when the unemployment benefits this year, they added an extra 600 at the end. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? So it just
Yeah.
doesn't make sense to me. I don't know why that popped into my mind. I was thinking about
Because
that.
because it's easier to give somebody a front end payment instead of having them work more overtime and getting a lot more that they're owed. You understand what I'm saying? If you could sit everybody down and say, look, you guys are getting $500 a week. There's no overtime. There's no way to work more than $500 a week. This is what we're giving you. It's guaranteed. But let's say some guy says, you know what? I want more than $500 a week. So I'm going to take more hours and I'm going to make $1,000 this week. Mm-hmm. So now corporate is like, okay, this guy is a pretty good worker, but at the same time, he wants more and he deserves it. Cool. So what they do, they comfort situations. Like I say, we're in this country, everything's about the comfort system. We depend on the government. If everybody had their only cells like the early Americans, where they had to grow food, build houses out of logs and shit, them days are long gone. But the mentality that those people had is that they made something out of nothing. Our problem is that we get too comfortable. We get too comfortable with things. The reason why nobody's hiring jobs is because you can't fire nobody on unemployment and the money's guaranteed. So they're like, hey, I'm not working. I'm just going to keep collecting what I'm getting. If they cut it off, then I'll get a job. You know what I mean?
I read somewhere, and probably social media, that they were saying the front lawn is the greatest scam to happen to America, because that's where you should be growing your fruits, your vegetables, and such like that. And
they solidified everything on some front finances before anybody had any bright ideas. They knew off top. You know what I mean? That's why I literally created my job. I sit here at a store and I'm allowed to sell my own music, basically soliciting.
Okay. I like it, man. There's another saying, it's like hard times create hard men, and hard men create soft times, or some shit like that. But it's like, I don't know. I'm not shitting on anybody, but the generations before us seem a lot mentally tougher.
And it's crazy because I treat my business how Al Capone treated Prohibition. As soon as liquor was gone and everybody thought it was over, there was an underground market that was still buying. Mm-hmm. Took advantage of it automatically. Underground bars, things like that. So yeah, the CDs grind's dead, but it's not finished.
Yeah.
So I collect whatever I could collect from it. Yeah, man. I could be out selling t-shirts, man. As long as I go by my 70-30 plan, I'm gonna just keep going.
Well, here's the thing about CDs too. Everything, and I don't want to say this and sound like an idiot, but everything comes in cycles, because fucking records are back. You can go to the store and get a brand new album on a record.
Yes, because people from that era is still alive.
Yeah. I've seen
still alive.
Cassettes that are like newer, commemorative, like, oh, here's an old school thing. People still love that. I mean, CDs, like you said, they're not nearly as popular, but they're nowhere near.
No, they're not. I tell people all the time, it's not a popular way to do it. But if you got people that will buy them, you can make some money. I mean, we're talking about one CD sold is 250,000 streams. That's what $5 will get you.
Oh, that's
you can look it up.
Okay.
Yeah, $5 is 250,000 streams and royalties.
Oh, wow. That's incredible. Yeah. Now I understand what you're saying. Oh man, so that's like incredibly underpaid.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah. Look, the streaming game was made to underpay artists even more, man. Why you think everybody depends on show money and endorsements?
Yeah, that's, I found that out years ago, that artists make their money off of shows and not necessarily CD sales. Or
music doesn't make too much money. It just makes a fan base.
Okay. Now, do you do a lot of live shows?
I did, and I'm gonna tell you what happened. It took a while, but I was going a lot of places doing open mics and everything like that. But there was a flip mode side of things. People started giving me tickets to sell, and people that were already spending money with me with my CDs were coming to my gigs. I started making money.
Okay.
So yeah, I went from open mics to making money. When club owners saw I started making money, I started actually getting booked. Like before the pandemic, I was getting at least $600-700 a show, but I was bringing people to the gigs. I was scheduled to open up for Twister at the Thompson House in Newport, Kentucky. And it's funny you said Kevin Gates, because I was going to open up for him in Cincinnati at Bogart's.
Oh man!
Right before the pandemic, yeah. And the only reason why, because I made money for clubs. They got all types of pay to perform and all that good stuff. But if you don't bring a fan base, you can't get mad at nobody for not paying. You got to bring people in there.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to work on your craft again.
Yeah, you got to bring people in there. Like 75 people, 50 people at $10 a pop is good money.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm just speaking from a low level perspective. You know what I mean? To bring those type of people, I was getting booked. So I was, I excel. I was getting booked. I was getting booked. So I haven't done a show in a while because I haven't been booked. But when the booking comes back, that's when it goes on. If Drake's not on tour, then, all the main guys are not on tour. Even the Rolling Stones is chilling.
Yeah. No, I dig it, man, because I'm still a baby in the comedy scene. I'm only a little over 3 years in. And
Yeah. But what I'm about
we
to
have a lot
start
of those
doing,
scenarios.
I'm about to start renting out venues, and people that have my CD, if you show the CD at the door, you get in for free.
Oh, wow. So let me ask you
Yeah.
this, in a business sense, then where are you making money on a show like that? Or are you just building your fan base more?
I'm giving something back to my fan base because I don't have to eat off them. I already eat with them. They give me money for CDs already. You know what I mean? They already gave me money. Now, if you're not a fan of me and haven't bought a CD but go to my show, get a couple dollars from there.
Okay.
I'm already paid to show up to the gig from the club. I got my money already. So whatever losses is take on CDs, I have no problem paying that out because at the end of the day, these are my hardcore fans.
Now, once you get a little bigger and you expand more, will you still be doing the self thing, or is there any potential for like a distribution deal? Would you be open to that?
No, I want to find a way to really kind of like distribute myself and do my own thing. I don't care how low level it is. If you give me $1 million, majority of that is going to doing what I was doing on a higher level. Now I'm getting advertisements. I'm paying thousands of dollars for advertising. Now I'm buying thousands of CDs. Now I just keep doing what I'm doing on a higher level.
I like it. You're a very inspiring guy when I speak to you here. I've noticed a couple mentions of God. Are you a religious fella?
Of what?
Are you a religious guy? I've noticed a few mentions of God.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I believe that God will bless those that work hard. To me, praying is begging.
Hmm.
If you
Okay.
don't work hard, it's begging to me because actions are going to make it. I don't know if we think God's going to come down here and say, you know what, this is going to happen. I mean, it happens in the lottery time to time, but I feel that your actions should coexist with how you connect with the Lord. If I tell the Lord, I want a record deal, then I'm going to bust my butt plus with my prayer to make it happen. I'm not going to just pray and not do anything. So basically, you're begging with no action.
I like it, man. I actually like that. I
So
try and have.
I don't use religion as a way to tell people, hey, if you pray to God, everything will go good. You know what I mean? Because there's some people that pray to the devil that's doing good. What you got to say to them?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're
You know?
absolutely right.
Yeah. I haven't heard a child touching the satanic church yet.
Yeah, that's true. I try and have a lot of motivational people on here, a lot of inspiring people. And the
Yeah.
one theme that everybody has is you got to fucking work hard. And it feels like we live in a society that doesn't value that as much as it should anymore.
Because we come from the Google time. It's like Skynet, bro. Like when Skynet came, they wanted to devise the humans into one situation. Now on Google, we look for information. We don't read a book anymore.
That's very true.
Yeah, we don't read a book anymore. You have to use the internet in reality. Don't let it coexist and one side be everything. Because even though I got 4 million streams online, I'm still selling thousands of CDs in the streets. So it's coexisting with each other. I get a little bullshit royalty check every 3 months, but I'm making money daily off my offline sales.
I like it, man. So your merch is shirts, hats. What?
Yeah, t-shirts, hats. I got right here. New Era just sponsored the Payso Best Ever hat.
Oh, that's dope.
Right here. Yep. Official. All that, always rock. Got the shirt, Payso Best Ever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, looks pretty nice. No,
Yeah, got it.
I dig it, man.
Yeah, yeah.
You
Because I'm a brand, man. I'm a brand. I got to think like a damn Snicker bar. A Snicker bar would never talk to you. A Snicker bar would never help you. A Snicker bar is just there to buy.
okay. That's
So
that's
I just
fascinating, man.
basically, yeah, I'm a walking brand.
I, I like it, and that's what I've been trying to do. Real quick, since you mentioned we
Mhm.
don't read books anymore, I just want to give a shout out to a former guest, and I'm sure she'll be back on for her new book, Invisible Monster by Sarah Hayes.
Nice.
Uh,
Okay.
I've started it. Interesting read. Shout out to her. All the success in the world. She's another
Hmm.
one. that speaks in the same vein as you. You got to get out there and you got to work hard. If you want something, you got to work for it, put the work in. I just had a
But,
guest
but
yesterday who is all about self, improving
right,
yourself from the ground up.
right. Right. Just have an intelligent way to use your talents to help you get ahead in life and survive. That's the whole thing about it. Because some people work hard, but they keep finding themselves keep working hard, but they're not getting anywhere. So you have to have a plan, a savings plan, anything like that to get you to the next level. So always, have that as well.
Absolutely, man. Real quick, can you want to promo yourself, your social media and all that?
Yeah, to be honest, I'll tell everybody you can check me on Audio Mac. That's where I'm doing the most numbers at. Although I am on Spotify, iTunes, Payso, Peso, not Peso, Payso Best Ever. You know what I mean? You could basically just put that in Google. I'm a registered artist. I do have the blue check from Google, so you can check everything out. Just Payso Best Ever, Peso Best Ever.
Okay,
And
yeah.
also, if you want to check me out offline, come to Covington, Kentucky. I'm at Bill's Food Market, Cincinnati. I'm on Vine, Indianapolis. I'm at Route 66 gas station. Pittsburgh, that's funny. I used to grind in front of the Shadow Lounge. Remember that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the Shadow Lounge. I did my first gig in Pittsburgh in the Shadow Lounge too, as well.
Okay, I hope to see you back here at some point, and I'd like to come to a show.
Oh yeah, definitely. I haven't really reached out to the Pittsburgh market yet and everything like that because I've been mostly down south.
Hmm.
But once booking and everything comes back up, I'm gonna get it going. Basically, what I tell clubs like this: look, if I get 50 people in your club, could I get a front end payment? But let me get the people in there first to show you I can make some money.
That's fair. That's definitely
Yeah,
fair.
they like to hear that. If you're gonna bring some bodies in there, they're ready to listen.
Yeah, things are slowly opening back up here. It's just been a mess. The governor, he's a piece of shit. Fuck him too. Like
Yeah, I
it's
mean
all been
that.
terrible.
Right. But we didn't see this coming. Everything was really relaxed for a while. We didn't see this coming. I told people I've been playing Resident Evil for years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Straight up. You know what I mean? Shit, we got to think like stars.
Now, real quick question. You said you had the blue verification. How does one go about getting that?
Oh, you're gonna have to basically submit your name and submit your photo ID through a picture. And there's a submission thing. You Google submit for blue check on Google, and the application will come up, and they'll ask for name registration, who you are, and a photo ID of who you are with a picture, and you send that to them, and you'll hear from them in about a week or a couple days. That's how you
Okay.
verify. Yeah.
Okay. I
Mhm.
never knew. I was always curious about that because
Oh yeah, just put in submit for the blue Google. You can even submit the podcast. Like you want to submit it, you know what I mean? They'll tell you put up a photo ID of who you are, and then once you're verified and everything, you can get the check. Yeah,
okay.
it's not hard at all.
That's what's up. I was always curious because I'd look at, celebrities and I'd be like, yeah, that's the real one. But then I'd think, well, I'm a real person too. Why am I not verified?
Well, let me tell you this. If you was to hire somebody to do it, this is a real funny service. People hiring to do blue checks. This is what the guy's gonna ask you. I need your ID and a couple dollars.
Yeah.
Trust me.
That's
You can
pretty
easily do
simple.
it yourself, but if you don't feel like doing it, hey, can you give me a blue mark? Yeah, give me $40 and I need a picture of you with your ID. They'll ask you that.
Huh. I never knew it
Yeah.
was that simple.
Yeah. Oh, bro, they keep the behind the scenes. I respect the games to be sold, not to be told. There ain't no snitches in the rap game. We keep our business low key. You just got to, if you know, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
Hey
I have
man.
no problem telling people because I like to see people rise and I get motivated off seeing people rise up and everything, like especially entrepreneurs. So yeah, you could get a blue check easily. Just be ready to show your ID with a face of you like this, and they'll verify you. They'll be like, okay, that's the person.
Okay, that's what's up. Well, I tell you what, man, I appreciate you coming on.
No doubt.
What would
Shit,
you
man.
if you wanted? What would you like the fans to know? Say something
What
to
I
the
like the
people.
fans, what I like the fans to know that me as an artist, I live 100% off my music before anything blows up, and I hope that's an inspiration to anybody that's an artist. And one thing artists has to know, because rock bands had this figured out in the 90s, and Kiss mastered this. There's value in your merchandise.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Your merchandise is like a damn Snicker bar, a sub, a hamburger. That's your brand. You can make money off your brand. So don't be afraid to do that.
I tell you what, it's funny you mentioned Kiss because they definitely cornered the market. They sell a coffin. They sell a Kiss coffin.
Bro, they made 5 million off merchandise. 5 million off merchandise and didn't drop one album last year. 5 million.
That's absurd. I mean,
Just off
that's what you
merchandise.
want to do, I guess.
Coffee mugs, t-shirts. Yeah,
Everything.
ICP is another killer of merchandise. You know what I mean? The ICP, you know what I mean? All that stuff, man. You know, like my merchandise and me as an artist, all of that stuff is a package deal. The music, the merch, the style, the motivation, all that's a package deal.
Well, I like it, man. I'm a fan.
Thanks, man.
I appreciate you coming on, and I
I
wish.
gotta
Go ahead.
just to let people know, next year I got an album coming out called, I know you heard of the movie American Gangster.
Yes, sir.
Well, I got an album called American Rapper,
Okay.
basically explaining the ups and downs. Okay. Basically explaining the ups and downs of a rapper living off his music 100% and doing things that that I'm supposed to do. Like, for example, it's funny. I got a story, right? Before you go, I got to tell you this story. This is a true story. I had an album called Dope. Okay. It had no reference to drug. I just said that the album was called Dope because it was really that good. I went to the Lanefield Projects in Buffalo, New York. Okay. I got a cousin out there. Me, I don't care. Wherever I'm at and there's humans, I'm selling.
Mm-hmm.
I sell the album Dope all day. I'm killing them at the store. Everybody buys it. Comes to find out, okay, I'm learning this later on down the line, but comes to find out, everybody's saying that I got that dope, but they're not saying music. They're just telling people, oh, this guy named Payso got that dope. It's fire. He got that dope. Bro, late night, I'm sitting in the projects, counting my money from my sales. Jack Boy comes in the door. Give me the dope. I know you got it. I look at him crazy. I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? I'm almost shaking, but I'm calm. Everybody's saying you got dope, bro. I need that. I tell him, man, you must be talking about this CD. Okay, this is a true story. He looks at the CD. He was like, that's the dope you're talking about? And I'm like, yeah. He was like, what? So I start playing songs off my phone. He likes it. He tucks the gun in and gives me $5 for a copy.
Oh
and
my!
sits down blunt with me and says, I apologize. That's a true story, bro.
That's a great story, man.
That really happened. Yeah, I almost died over one of my albums because the dude said everybody in the project said you got dope.
Wow, that's a phenomenal story to end this on.
Yeah, when keeping it urban goes wrong, man. I never name my album after drugs again. I tell you that.
Yeah, no, that's a great story. Well, Payso, again, thank you so much for coming on, guys. Make sure you check out his new album. I love that story.
Oh man, it was crazy.
The one thing I can take away from this is like, as long as you're yourself, success will find you, and you seem like a pretty genuine guy, man.
Yeah, definitely. You got to be good with people to do what I do, man. It's the people that feed me every day, the fans. You know what I mean? I don't have a job. I don't sell drugs. I don't do nothing but my music. The bills are paid with 5s or 10s every month.
I love it, man. I love it. Well, good luck to you out there, brother. I'm sure I'll be hearing a lot more from you soon. Guys, thank you for tuning in. Until next time, peace and love.
No doubt.